Even if you told me you will pay me $1 million shillings, I cannot tell you who's the deputy party leader of his party. Nobody knows who the SG of his party is. There's in fact, that entire outfit is just a Karua coat. That tells you that it is easy for you to control the narrative. Can I speak? Let me speak. It is easy for him to control the narrative in his outfit because it's only a Kuru there. In ODM is a mass movement of over 5 million people, Trevor. And these people have democratic rights to speak. But if you want to know the position of the party, a position of a party is arrived at following meetings of organs of political parties. And I don't know if his party, what is the name of the party? No, what is the name of his party? Third Way Alliance. How can a party be called Third Way and you're only one person in there? It should be called One Way Alliance. How is it an alliance with who? So I don't know if there are organs of the party in that Third Way Alliance that mirror or reflect ODMs. Because we have over 12 organs of the party from the Central Committee all the way to the National Delegates Convention. So in ODM, people will have divergent views. You cannot expect everybody to sing in the same choir. And people have various reasons why they do the things they do. Ojienda sings because he knows why he sings. He knows why he sings. It is not because that he has the interest of the people of Kisumu. In his own constituency of Kisumu, immediately the AU results were announced and the people of Kondele were there watching live. What were these people saying? Immediately the vote was called. They were saying Ruto must go. Those are the people. There was no one to incite them. There was no time to incite anyone. These things were happening in real time. They were happening in real time. They were saying, I need my time to respond. There are many things that you have said.
I have a right of response.
Now, yes, you will respond. You will respond. The reason anybody goes to the ballot to re-elect a president is the things they have done for them at an individual level. How has he managed the affairs of the country? How has he managed the economy? Are Kenyans happier? Are Kenyans in a better place than when he took over? How is the state of health? How is the state of education? How is the state of our economy, Trevor? If you are telling me that you're going to re-elect Ruto because he gave Baba a lift from the hotel to the venue of the AUC election, there's something very wrong with you. There's people who are telling us that they will vote for Raila, for Ruto, to spite those two mamambogas who are singing that they were happy in Karatina. Two mamambogas at a market in Karatina who are singing and saying they're happy that Baba lost. Now people tell us we vote for Ruto to punish those people. What sort of sense is that? That is not common sense. It is absolute absurdity. I want to tell William Ruto that the only reason he will be re-elected, because everybody knows that even him pretending to front Raila, because Raila himself has told us that he did not ask Ruto to support him. And when he announced that he was going to run for this thing, it was of his own volition. He said it himself. If there is somebody lying to Ruto, because everybody knows this was supposed to be a ruse, to try and come and blackmail, because he knows people love Baba. He knows people love Baba. So he comes and tells us, oh, I supported him, I helped him, I did this for him, and this and that, so that he blackmails Raila supporters emotionally, because we like when people do good things for Baba and when they honor him. But what has he done for us as a people? The people who are going to vote in this particular election will be asking those questions. Let me finish by saying that Ekuru has made a prediction here that there will be a referendum. Ekuru doesn't know how Ruto fears the people. Ruto cannot dare to put a referendum question to the people of Kenya right now. And in fact, I said yesterday, it is an insult to Raila Odinga to tell him that you can bring a constitutional amendment to put a seat for Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga fought for this constitution not because it was going to create a seat for him. He wanted us to live in dignity. He wanted us to live in a country where we are free. So you cannot tell us that you will bring a referendum. To do what? To support a constitutional change to give Raila a seat. As I've said, Raila is not idle. He has things to do. He is a father, he is a husband, he is a grandfather, he is a party leader, he's a leader of the opposition. So he has things to do, Trevor. He's not idle. And I've said it here myself previously, that when Raila wants something, he will use his own mouth to tell us. There are messages that are too important to send agenda. I am telling you, if Raila wants to support Ruto in 2027, he will not send agenda. For heaven's sake, that is a message too important to be left to agenda, or in fact any other person. He will tell us himself. And I am telling you, I will respect his decision. If he says he's going to support Ruto, I will respect that decision. But I am telling you, and I have said it, I will tell him, I've told him, that because as SG of ODM, I have a global view of the country. I get calls from Tana River. This guy does not know. If you ask him to tell me the chairperson of ODM in Tana River, Oscar Kaseme speaks to me and he tells me in Tana River, people are saying, even if you support Ruto, you will fail. I get calls from Kericho, from Turkana. You know, that is the reason why I am convicted, because these are not things I just come up within my head. I have a global view of the country. I have networks across the country. Okay. People tell me, I call my chairperson in Nyandarua and I ask him, were those two people who are singing in Karatina, do they reflect the view of the people in Nyandarua? Okay. And he says no. Okay. So Tom Ojienda oscillates between Muoroni and Kondele. I have a global view of the country. He doesn't speak to the people in Kwale. Okay. So when I say these things, I know my sources, Trevor. All right. We want to make it very clear.
Trevor,
he said, right of no, there's something he said. There's something he said finally here, that he and Sifuna will support Ruto. Yes. In that booth, I want you to bring your cameras on the day of the election. Yes. Personally, there is no way I can support Ruto. There is no way.
Okay. One of your members, George Aladwa, said something. Let's listen to what George Aladwa and Anthony Olwod said.
We panga mambo hii kidogo ya hapa na pale ya 2027 kura itafuatana kuruka. Sisi tuko nyuma yako, umetembea na baba, tumeona Jumamosi, last week tumeona, na hiyo ni heshima kwa ndugu yako mkubwa. Na unapotembea ndugu yako mkubwa na mwingine anacheka, wewe cheka, na 2027 tutachekana na wewe. Na nawakumbusha wale ODM wanaongea huko kando, waongee tu, lakini sisi ODM original, Rais ni William Samoei Ruto.
If there is one reason why I am associated with the president, mimi mambo ya 2027 watatupanga na baba wakisema tutafuata. Watatupanga na wale watu wanasema AU sijui nini, wakitupanga na baba 2027 hiyo tutafuata.
Wakisema tutafuata. Na Aladwa is your Nairobi County.
Correct. So let me just reiterate.
I'll give you a chance.
My condole people.
Yeah.
I must have a right of response to his allegations.
Yeah. When you respond, tell us who's the chairman of Third Way Alliance. I have told you, Trevor, there are messages too important to be left with Aladwa.
That is the chairman.
That's what I'm telling you, and I'm the SG. And I've said in ODM, everybody will be allowed to say their piece. Aladwa has one vote, Sifuna has one vote. Let him cast his vote for Ruto. I will not cast my vote for Ruto. It is that simple. This is the democracy that we enjoy in ODM. Let him speak. And you see, the thing that amuses me is that these guys will run around saying all sorts of things. They say, oh, we will support Ruto. When Sifuna says, he will not support Ruto, suddenly they cry for months. Like after this show, they'll be wailing for a month, saying, oh, how can Sifuna say this? I have a mouth. Just like Aladwa's mouth. In fact, we are the same because he's a Luya like me. Aladwa can say things because he has the democratic freedom to say those things. If he has decided that he's going to vote for Ruto in 2027, that is up to Aladwa. He knows what he's getting out of there. But I cannot, for heaven's sake, reconcile my conscience to support a regime that is killing our people, a regime that has destroyed lives, a regime that has destroyed the economy, destroyed the livelihoods of Kenyans. So, up to them. Let everybody make a decision. That is why they give you an individual ballot. They don't bring all the ballots to the SG to vote for them. Everybody will cast their vote. I have made up my mind on how I'm going to cast mine. Let everybody cast their ballots and live with their conscience.
Okay. Uhuru, you are interested.
Listen,
and
I'm not going to go down to the trivialities of what Sifuna...
No, tell us who your chairman in Nairobi is.
Listen,
how can it be that way?
That's a very trivial issue, Sifuna. We are talking about bigger issues.
Yeah, start with the small ones.
Yes. No. Listen, I will tell you this. As a matter of fact, your party is transactional.
Tell us who your chairman in Nairobi is.
You are tumbocrats.
You have a chairman?
Yes, we do.
Who?
We do. In fact,
what is his name?
You know, you are betraying even your
you don't know your own chairman's name, brother. You don't have a chairman in Nairobi.
Is that really...
The entire party is a Karua Ukot. Talk about your party.
You know,
for heaven's sake, promote your own party.
Sifuna, if you are to just invoke maybe your legal research methods,
I'm not doing a research paper.
No, I'm telling you.
You just speak about third way alliance. Let him talk about third way alliance. Are you going to vote for Ruto? Those are the issues we want to discuss.
Whether I vote for Ruto or not, you are talking about 2027. We are talking about the daily struggles that Kenyans are going through today.
Let's talk about those.
Including the fact that, and I agree to you to the extent that this is a failed regime, but you're fraternizing with it. Stop this pretense that ODM is an independent party, you're 5 million. You've never won an election. As I said in my opening statement, yeah? Just like me, I also lost one election. But how many elections?
When you are running,
yes,
when you are running alone, you are the only opposition party and you lost.
I have lost one election, Trevor.
So let me tell you this. There is no obligation on our part to speak about the successes of the government. They also have mouths. Let them go out there. They have a government spokesman, they have cabinet secretaries, they have parrots like him. Let them talk about those successes. It is not incumbent upon us to talk about those successes. Number two, they have national communication. They have a national broadcaster. They can go there and talk about those successes. And when you talk about those things, nobody sees those things on the ground. William Ruto famously one time said, there is a road called C41. It passes outside my rural home. He stood on the sunroof and said the road is complete. And I use the road every day. It passes outside my home. So those are the successes he wants to parrot, but Kenyans on the ground can see that there is nothing happening. Number two, Trevor, I have said, and I want to repeat here, that the positions we hold are not permanent. Sifuna was not born to be SG of ODM forever. I have done 7 years. This is my 8th year as SG of ODM. I did not do 7 years as SG of ODM by second-guessing Raila. I know the man. I speak to him. He's my guide. He's my mentor. I say these things because are the things that I believe in. And I believe that Raila's position has always been that we as ODM can only walk the journey with people who are like-minded, pro-people political parties. The position of Senator of Nairobi is not my birthright. It is not something that I will hold on to forever. There will come a day when there will be another senator. I have predecessors. There are people who have held this position before. Ekuru, whether I win or lose, that is not the point. The mission in 2027 is not to make Sifuna senator. The mission in 2027 is to rescue our country. Whatever it takes, Trevor, if it takes Sifuna losing the Senate of Nairobi to kick William Ruto out and make him a one-term president, so be it. That is a higher calling than me being senator. You know? So I am telling you, Ekuru, you have what we call delusions of grandeur. Nobody wakes up thinking about Ekuru or Third Way Alliance. We let you run alone in a repeat election. You came up with 18,000 votes. That's a third of the votes that I got in Kileleshwa ward in Nairobi. That's what I'm telling you.
That's how ignorant you are.
I am telling you, you Ekuru, you overestimate. No, I am responding to the things that you're saying.
Don't be bitter.
I'm not bitter. This is how I am, Trevor, and you know me. I am responding to the things that you have said. You are insignificant in the political calculations of the country. Ekuru, we could let you run alone in 2027 and you will still lose that election. Because people will simply not show up to
Actually,
vote for
I'll be more than happy to run alongside
alone. Alone.
Lordship.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let me finish.
Will also lose
Let me finish. I want to say, there are people who are saying, oh, yes, Ruto is going home, but who is this person that will replace him? I want to tell you, Trevor, the anger that I feel from Kenyans, in 2027, we will just say anyone but Ruto. Anyone but Ruto. There will be no room for sentiment. There will be no room for saying, oh, we want this expert on this and this expert on that. We want to rescue our country. We want to live in a country that is free. People are living in fear. This is not the country that we wanted. We want to fix the software of this country. Lastly, Trevor, I am a lawyer, and Odinga is supposed to be a professor of law. He knows what the provisions of the Political Parties Act, vis-a-vis you being elected in ODM, but being the one advocating for the interest of a rival political party. In fact, these people, like Odinga and Kinaladwa, should be facing disciplinary action in the party because it is a violation of the law. This is not Sifuna saying. The Political Parties Act does not allow me as ODM, and you know very well there is no agreement with this other political party, and you stand up and you say in 2027, you're going to vote for somebody else. At the very minimum, as a member of ODM, you should be saying we should be strengthening ourselves to put ourselves in a good position to be able to take power, because that's what political parties exist to do. Why can this Odinga and Aladwa just leave ODM and join UDA? Why can't they go there, the party of the person that they want to vote for? Let them go to UDA and let us meet as ODM on the ground. Because you cannot be a member of ODM and advocate for interests of another political party. It's against the law.
We were in Addis. We were all in Addis. Sifuna was not in Addis. A quick rejoinder.
Yes.
Listening to Sifuna, listening to Odinga, listening to Aladwa, You know what? I am happy in my small outfit called Third Way Alliance because we are principled.
We?
Yes, we are.
I?
Yes. No.
You cannot use plural, but say I am principled.
You know, Sifuna.
Who is we?
Sifuna. You earlier on told me not to speak for yourself. Now you want me to.
But you can't tell us any other member of Third Way. We have asked you to tell us your chairman in Nairobi.
Just go to the political party's office and you will see the structures are there. And
you don't know him.
Actually,
he doesn't exist.
Anyway, be that as it may, let me tell you.
Yeah.
You see, the psychophancy I see with Sifuna and the worship of Raila Odinga, he wants agenda to be punished, allowed to be punished and to leave the law.
Party. You're a lawyer.
Yes, I am a lawyer.
What does the political party say? What does the political party say?
No. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, let me refresh his memory. 2018, March 9th. Didn't his party leader sign, go into handshake with Uhuru regime, which they are opposed to?
Did he say he was going to vote for Uhuru?
No, it's not about voting.
Read the law. No. What does the law say?
Listen.
What does the law say?
You know the problem is Sifuna,
you are a lawyer, Bana, my friend.
Yes, I'm a lawyer, and I think I'm a better lawyer than you.
But you're speaking like a mamamboga.
Yes, I'm a better lawyer than you. I'm not just a loud man like you ODM are. No, the problem with the ODM guy, you're just a loud man, but you're empty.
Read the law.
Listen, in 2018, March 9th, the party leader of ODM called Raila Odinga went into an agreement called the handshake with the regime of Uhuru Kenyatta, that time Jubilee, okay, which they had opposed in the 2017 election. And I assisted them because of their level of ignorance. I assisted them in the Supreme Court to actually nullify that election. And if Sifuna here pretends that he is, not pretending, I know he's a lawyer, but I think he's a lawyer who has no capacity to do research. If you were to read, for example, the Supreme Court judgment, you will see that because of the audit that was conducted by our national chairman called Miruru Waweru, who he doesn't want to recognize, of only 27 constituencies, they were being lured by Uhuru Kenyatta regime then to go into vote counting. And I remember working very closely with Paul Mwangi, who was then the ODM, lawyer. And I told him, guys, and I even called Raila. I met Raila myself. And I told him, don't accept to be lured into this vote counting. Let's attack the transmission of results. And what nullified that election was the audit that was conducted by Third Way Alliance Kenya, which he calls a small party. They have failed in 5 elections, went to the Supreme Court, not won anything until we filed our audit report that actually attacked the transmission of results. And if you remember the words of Maraga, Justice Maraga Emeritus, he said, because of irregularities and illegalities in the transmission, we are nullifying this election. That is a Supreme Court judgment. Courtesy of you as truly here, Third Way Alliance Kenya and the Karua Court. Now, having said that, you see, even when you hear Sifuna and Ojenda, and is that really? You can talk of a big outfit, but if you're empty in terms of ideas.
You're insulting us. Are you insulting?
Okay.
No,
I'm not.
He's allowed to insult us.
I'm not.
You're here to do
He's allowed.
You also insulted me.
And we will do more insulting.
Yeah.
And we are not done.
And I will equally respond.
Correct.
And I will,
Let's go.
And I will equally respond.
Let's go.
And I will equally respond.
Correct.
You cannot intimidate me here.
Yeah.
But the question I'm saying, and I agree, there are bigger issues in this country. And I think to pretend that ODM is not in government, and this is why I agree with Professor Ojenda. Yeah? Sifuna here wants to punish Ojenda. Why hasn't he invoked the same provisions of the Political Parties Act against his own party leader? When he went into bed, in fact, he should also, discipline Baba. Yeah? They went for Karoli Omondi, they went for the guy for Bondo, and all those other guys. These are just pretentious talks. Because Sifuna knows